Sportsman cars, your Rupp Rental Sportsman feature event.
Ready to rock and roll, the green flag flies, and tonight's Sportsman feature is underway.
Down the front stretch into turn one for the first time. Up on the point, the 26 of Mike Mason. Mason's going to bring him out of turn two with a lead. Car on the move is Scott Puckett.
Puckett splitting a difference in the back straightaway. Look out, we've got him dancing in the back straightaway. Looks like everybody going to pretty much get it straightened out. Hang on. And now yellow lights do come on the speedway here. It was a lot of contact in the back straightaway, but believe it or not, everybody able to hang on. They all sorted it out pretty cleanly. And no cars involved out there in the back straightaway. We're ready to go back to Racing Green this next time round. That front row there, the 26 of Mike Mason, the 110, the Condor Automotive Entry sponsored 110 of J.R. Del Vecchio, Johnny Del Vecchio out of Catskill. Right alongside, new colors on the car, new sponsorship in 1998 for JR. Green comes back out, Sportsman feature back underway.
Well, we are back on our way down to the inside. Now Bobby Chalmers going to make a run at the 7-11 of Scott, or the 26 of Mike Mason. 7-11 of Scott Puckett rides back in third spot. Now he'll get the challenge from the 110.
Good side-to-side racing action right up in front, and also for the number 3 spot as Scott Puckett takes the 110, make it the 7-11 down to the inside of the 110, and now Del Vecchio going to retake possession of third place.
They'll all sort that out, but now here comes the 00 of Chris Kokosa. He'll take the high road. We got one into the fence down here in front. That's the 98M of Dave McFeeters. McFeeters comes to a stop, and we got one in the fence up in turn 2 as well. Yellow lights out on the speedway.
So caution coming out, another car down on pit lane, the 406 Ricky Racing entry of Willie Gom. Willie Gom, the driver of the 406, he's down on pit lane. Dave McFeeters' car nosed into the retaining wall down here in front in the home stretch. Mike got a Troy DeYork. Alongside, from over Adams Way, is the 24 of Bobby Chalmers, looking to score his first feature event victory as we go to green.
Back to green down here, flat-footed drag race down at turn 1. Bobby Chalmers on the inside, Mike Mason on the outside. Mason will take the preferred route on the top, and he will come away with the lead, but here comes Chalmers back.
Bobby Chalmers trying to take command of this Sportsman feature. He's now, and we've got cars making contact. Your third and fourth place runners make contact up in the west end, and that sets off a melee there in turn 4 as those two cars go spinning and they collect a bunch of other ones.
At least 6, maybe 7 cars remain up in the turn 4 banking. Some of the top runners of the division. One includes the defending champion of this division, the 91. Now the red lights are off, so we're ready to go back racing as they come down off turn 4. Down they come. Bobby Chalmers first on the accelerator, and he'll pull it down to turn 1 with the lead. Chalmers with a DMC driveline fabrication, number 24 on the point. He's going to wheel off turn 2 with the lead down the back chute.
And he opens up a sizable advantage over second place man Lee Gagliardi. Now Bobby Hackle will come down to the inside of the A&R Machine Inkjet Technology, number 1 of Gagliardi. And Hackle tries to work low here. Can't quite make that pass yet. Let's see what he can do up into turn number 1.
He goes down to the inside once again, way down on the inside of Lee Gagliardi. Gagliardi now will slip back to third spot. Fourth position will be Mason with a 26, rounding out your top 5. The winner here 2 weeks ago, Art Collins.
Back in 6th spot, the 7-11 of Scott Puckett. David Sanchez rides in 7th as they come off of turn number 4 down here in front. Looks like making a move down low is the 44 of Ronnie Blake. He's going to take that position away from David Sanchez.
Number driver taking a low road down here between turn 1 and 2 is the number 68 of Art Collins. He moves from 5th spot up to 4th spot as he now is moved by Mike Mason's 26.
Front 5 cars now running single file fashion. Your leader Bobby Chalmers, but now starting to reel him in is the 97 of Bobby Hackle.
Hackle setting his sights on the back deck of Chalmers 24. Hackle 2 wins to his credit in 1997. Has had other seasons with a victory in it, but right now it's Bobby Chalmers looking to pick up his first ever win in the Sportsman division.
And a car on the move, the 44 of Ronnie Blake, but we've got yellow on the track. Yellow flag coming out, caution lights on around the speedway. With now
Well, red lights off once again. 7 laps are complete, 13 remain, and we are back under green. 24, Bobby Chalmers showing away. Right now, Bobby Hackle in pursuit down to the inside. Does the limbo walk off turn 2. How low can he go to the bottom? He finds himself in a runner-up spot.
Hackle there in second. Coming with him is the only other winner we've had here in 1998, and that is the 68 of Art Collins. But look at this race right up in front here between the two Bobbies.
Bobby Hackle on the inside. Bobby Chalmers in command at the moment, but Hackle, Mr. Excitement for 1997, really turning up the wick down on the inside.
Outstanding Sportsman Division racing right up in front at the head of this field. Bobby Hackle with the All-Star Driver Training School, number 97, will now nose into the lead, but they swap lanes as Hackle goes high, Chalmers comes low.
Now it's Tackle on the top side. Chalmers will try the bottom side. We'll see if his car works down there on the inside. They make contact down here in turn 1. The two cars come together. Now Chalmers to bite off turn 2, but we got 2 cars up in turn 2, and that's going to bring a yellow lights out.
Oh, what a shame as this great race was continuing side to side right up in Marcus, picking up the Sportsman feature event win. Who will it be tonight? Well, we've got 11 laps to determine that.
And we are back under green, and down into turn 1 they race. On the outside now, Ronnie Blake looking for a bite up top. He'll come off turn 2, take the runner-up spot, now charges off down the back chute.
Ronnie Blake with a Shell Oil O'Connell car, number 44. New sponsors, new look to the race team in 1998. And he is fast out here tonight, now running in that number 2 spot.
Down the front chute they come. Back in third spot, we got a side-by-side battle now as the 68 of Art Collins, current high point man after one event. He rides down on the inside. Car's out of shape in turn 1, but everybody away and okay. We remain under green.
Hot racing action right up in front of the top 5. Now running single file fashion, actually 6 cars, as George Marcus joins that group with the 91M back in 6th.
Off turn 4, down the front chute, clicking off lap number 11 here as we get into the second half of this event. Bobby Hackle continues to go to the bottom and loses the handles in turn 2. Bobby Hackle turned the 97 around and comes to a stop in turn 2, and early leader Bobby Chalmers is collected in it. So the two Bobbies sit up here in turn 2. Who was the current leader, and the early leader sits alongside of him after 11 laps now complete.
Holiday Spectacular. All classes in action along with a ladies cannonball and a 4-cylinder demolition derby to wrap up the program. That's next Saturday night. I hope to see you all with us.
Well, green flag is back out. We are underway down to turn 1. Ronnie Blake going to show the way here with 11 down, 9 to go, but he's got some competition, some formidable foes lined up right behind him.
Ronnie Blake on the point. Opening night winner Art Collins in that number 2 spot. And here is Chris Kokosa with a stand in front. Texaco 00 car. He's now challenging Alligator Art.
Kokosa flexing his muscles down on the inside. He'll go to work on the Alligator. Makes the pass down low. Collins relegated back to 3rd spot. They'll race that way. 1, 2, 3 off turn 2.
All right, so Buckshot Kokosa up to the number 2 spot as the Alligator is back there in 3rd. He'll come right back after him, down on the inside. And we've got a collection up in the east end this time around. 4 cars grouped together, all headed in the wrong direction. Defending track champion George Marcus in 4th. Keep an eye on him as he has been very fast here. And the birthday boy, Rapid Roy, the stock car boy, Roy Bridge.
Back up the green we go. 12 down, 8 remain. Down to turn 1. Here comes Kokosa on the inside. Ronnie Blake trying to ride the outside off turn 2. Kokosa coming right after him as they work their way down the back chute.
Front 4 now grouped together, and now stepping out of line comes defending champion George Marcus. He drives down to the inside of Art Collins. They'll be wheel to wheel in turn 4.
Off turn 4 they come, down the front chute. It remains that way back through your top 4 cars. Rounding out the top 5 is the S car. That is Rapid Roy. First car out of line off the corner is the 68 of Collins, but now he's going to lose a little bit of ground as Marcus will get a run on him.
George Marcus, a good run off of turn 2, down a long back straightaway, and now a little bit of contact with Art Collins, but everybody okay, and George Marcus going to take over the number 3 spot.
That contact will slow those 2 cars up just a hair, and that's going to let the front 2 cars put a little more daylight between them as right now Kekosa trying to keep in tow with the high-flying 44 of Ronnie Blake.
He's within striking distance. Chris Kekosa right there behind the 44 of Ronnie Blake. Blake showing the way. Kekosa looking for his opportunity.
Off turn 4, down the front stretch once again. Now stretched out into single file racing. Back through the top 5. 6th spot is the number 8 of Darrell Hulbert. Wes Powell rides back in 7th position. Back in 8th spot is the 26 of Mike Mason, and it's J.R. Del Vecchio and the number 2 of KC Goey rounding out your top 10.
Less than 5 laps to go now as the field works lap 16 here. Now coming in and completing lap number 16 is Ronnie Blake on the point. He's now stepped it out. A few more car lengths lead over the 00 of Chris Kekosa. Now has a comfortable advantage as they head down that back straightaway. Kekosa in 2nd with George Marcus 3rd. Art Collins 4th and Roy Bridge 5th. They're just about evenly spaced the top 5.
Down the front chute they come. They'll click off lap 17 here as we get to the late stages. Ronnie Blake hoping for this one to go green the rest of the way. He's got himself a comfortable margin here now and pretty much some clear sailing up ahead.
Only one slower car way down to the inside. It's the 25 of Frank Harper. Harper way down in the inner apron, so that leaves plenty of clear sailing directly ahead. And now it's a full straightaway before your leader, Ronnie Blake, will encounter any slower lap traffic.
2 lap to go sign has been displayed that time by Ronnie Blake. Now closes it within 8 left-hand turns. He'll come down off turn 2 down the back stretch as he starts to put the closing laps under the books.
So Ron Blake out in front. Comfortable advantage. Now the race tightening up for the number 2 spot between Chris Kekosa and George Marcus as Marcus reels in 2nd place man Kekosa.
Down the front chute, the white flag has been displayed to your leader. The 44 of Blake through turn 1 and 2 for the final time. Down the backstretch, Ronnie Blake trying to hit it for victory lane.
Ronnie Blake had a 5th place performance on opening night. He steps that up 5 positions better, looking to capture his first win of 1998. Checkered flag coming out, and he does it now. The Shell O'Connell Convenience Store 44 wins it with Ronnie Blake picking up the win over the 00 car of Chris Kekosa. Finishing in 3rd will be the 91 of George Marcus. In 4th, Art Collins. And unofficially completing the top 5, the S car of Rapid Roy Bridge.
Shell Market, the Shell Mart 44, Ronnie Blake. And right there you have your winner, Ronnie Blake, folks. Winner of tonight's Sportsman feature. Ronnie, we got some battle scars in that brand new automobile. It's I know you're not going to complain too much about it, but well, certainly I know you're pretty proud of this new deal, and you ought to be. It's a real sharp-looking race car. I know the graphics guy. I am pretty good friends with him. But hey, a great race tonight. Obviously, a tricky racetrack. You had a lot of competition right there with you all the way through.
I wasn't sure where anybody was. I could hear them back there, but I figured there wasn't much passing going on. I was just trying to keep her straight, and we made it.
Well, a little case of yellow fever there for a while, too. Some of the guys getting a little antsy on, like I say, a tricky racetrack. If you really didn't know what you were doing, minding your P's and Q's, it was pretty easy to get out of shape. You saw that happen right in front of you.
Yeah, it's tough track. It's kind of like driving on marbles. You can't really stamp on the throttle, and if you get a little excited and you do it, you're going to go around. But I really want to thank O'Connell's Convenience Plus, Shell, and ECRM for coming on board. That's what made the difference. Not just the money, but the fact that people stood behind me, and that's what really gave me all the confidence in the world coming into this year.
Well, Ronnie, I want to congratulate you. We got a cannonball to let loose here. You got a little bit of celebrating to do, and probably somebody else to thank.
I just want to say 2 things. We got rained out last week, so this is for my mom. Happy Mother's Day, and Charlie, happy birthday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ronnie Blake, your Sportsman feature event victor tonight, as he brings home the O'Connell Shell number 44 into victory.
Cannonball run time, and we've got them packed down here in front. Let's see if we can get through this starting grid. Lloyd Burdick Jr. out of Cherry Plain will be aboard car number 1. Starting up in front here, Jim Schaefer out of Cheshire, Massachusetts will go aboard car number 2. Cletus McCoy from Schenectady will start in car 3. Don Virgilio from Pittsfield in the 4th car. Bob Finkel from Philmont in the 5. Kenny Van Alpen out of Hillsdale in the 6th car. John Hughes out of Stanford, 7. George Stalker Jr. out of Hillsdale in the 8. Jimmy LaMountain from Rensselaer in the 9th car. Jim Weeks out of Greenville in the 10. Anthony Dalbo out of Hyde Park in the 11. Brian Sanstedt from Canaan in the 12. Walt Scram from Bern in the 13. Roy Blackwell from Hyde Park in the 14. Ted Layton out of New Milford, New York in the 15. Richard Dick from Chatham in the 16 car. Travis Sanford out of Nassau in the 17. Darrell Baker out of Philmont in the 18. Robert Burrell from Nassau in the 19. And Mark Vandekar from Rhinebeck in the 20. Bill Devins from Poughkeepsie in the 21. Pete Stalker out of Hillsdale. He'll be in the 22 car. Chuck Dugan from Waterville in the 23. Dan Day out of Millerton in the 24. And Bob Schuhart from Nassau in the 25. In 26, Keith Neer out of Pine Plains. Boyd Hunt out of Steventown in the 27 car. Harry Barron Jr. out of Pittsfield will be in the 28. Ed Murphy from Hudson in the 29. Chuck DeLarm from Hyde Park in the 30. Then in the 31 will be Jerry Powers out of Waterville. Grant Westcott out of Nassau in the 32 car. Kevin Dolan from Canaan in the 33. Jim Morris from Nassau in the 34. Frank Bruckman from East Bern in the 35. Matt Texera from Hyde Park in the 36 car. Mike Garcia from East Greenbush in the 37. Tim Badney from Boston Spa in the 38. Ken Parker out of Dover Plains. He'll be aboard the 39 car. Art Hoteling from Monroe Bridge, Mass. will be in the 40. Then we have Jamie Tambasco from Altamont in the 41. Jason Gardner from Skodak Landing in the 42. Bo Weidman from Guilderland in the 43. And Johnny Butts in car 4.